Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Please, if you are here, thank you. If you are here and your friends are not on this call, please just do them a favor and drag them to this call, because this call is actually going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be awesome. You'll be glad you attend. Trust me. You'll really be glad you attend. So, all right. For the most part of this training, you may not be seeing my face, so might just have to, shut down the video, but just listen to my voice. That is more important, right? So if you can still hear me, put some tools in the chat box. If you can still hear me loud and clear, put some tools in the chat box quickly. All right, let's go, guys. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here right now. So what we want to talk about this evening is trading psychology and profit maximization. Trading psychology and profit maximization. And I believe we have our notepads and our pen with us. This is not a regular training that you just listen to without taking notes. Because trust me, you'll be glad you took those notes eventually. All right. Now, trading psychology and profit maximization. That's what we want to talk about tonight. So now, what do we mean when we say trading psychology? We just want to talk about things that affect us when we are trading. How do we manage our trade? How do we manage our profit? So that the profit we've acquired over time would not eventually become losses. Sometimes you see that some people make profit and you are finding it difficult to say the same thing. Why is that so? And if you have been experiencing losses, what can you do to improve? These are the things we want to look at tonight, all right? Because except you just want to shy away from the fact or the truth, we cannot overemphasize that lessons or losses is part of trading. No matter how good you are, you cannot be 100%. None of our educators can boast 100% trade. Why? Because sometimes the market will still decide to do whatever thing it places to do. All right. So the only thing is we can just be, try and analyze the market, ensure that our analysis are accurate to some extent, at least. And then if eventually the market goes the wrong way, we know it's not our fault. All right. We know it's not our fault. It's just that the market just decides to do whatever thing it wants. Okay. So now, before we go into that, we're just going to look at one or two things briefly before I talk about how to react to losses. Eventually, if you've made loss on your trade, how do you react to it? So first off, before we go there, we will look at some trading mistakes. A lot of us, either you are on TBX, you're on DCX, or you're on FRX. A lot of us make some mistakes. In fact, we make a lot of mistakes, and it keeps coming. You fund your account, the same thing. Before I even proceed, if you have ever blown an account, just put 7 in the chat box. Let me see if you have ever blown an account, even if it's a $50, $20. Daniel Silva, this is your 7 plenty. Is it what I'm thinking? Okay. All right. We are together, all of you. In fact, all of us, we are together. Wow, $100. Okay. All right. Let me just tell you that. Okay, guys, I understand, right? The truth of the matter is, when you fall, you rise again. There is no way you trade Forex and you not blow account, especially when you are just starting. Okay, especially when you're just starting. I remember when I started, I blew my first $80, blew $100. I've blown 120. The most recent one was around $300. And until I was able to understand what I was doing wrong. All right, guys. Until I was able, yes, 300. Until I was able to understand what I was doing wrong. That was when I started, making profit out of this trading. So I'm just here to just share those experiences with you. So before I will go to how do you manage those losses, all right, I will talk about some common mistakes that some of us, we make or we are likely to make. Okay. Now, the first thing is, for those of us trading, either I'll try and balance this thing between TBX and FRX or DCX. Okay, in binary, you don't use stop loss, you don't use take profit. So I will know how to balance the whole thing, right? So now, some of us at some point when we are trading, we trade through the pain. Like you are going through pain and you are trading. That is number one mistake. Maybe you are going through some things in the house, family issues, a lot of things, and then that was when you now felt okay, you needed to make some money, and then you enter the market. Trust me, emotions can set in. You can make mistake. The day I lost $100, it was actually one trade that I took on HFX that time. And what happened? I had just $100 in my account. I wanted to change when you open the, what's it called, IQ the first amount you see there is $10, right? And the time is automatically 1 minute. Now, I was about to change my $10 to $1 because I wanted to raise 1%. I didn't know that instead of me to remove 0, I added another 0. And I took the trade. I did not change the time because I felt the market was running away. So instead of me to change the amount, the timing, I did not. What did I do? I was already in the trade for $100. And guess what? I did not even notice. It was when I now went down to go and check the activity. Was when I discovered that I was trading $100. Hey, God, come and see me reciting Psalm. Say, Father, I was praying. But some things, prayer will not just work. You get? Because there was not even enough time for the market to react. So, and that was how I just built $100. Just one trade by mistake. So if you are going through some things, it's not the best time to go into markets and say you want to trade. All right. The next thing is, for those of us trading FRX and DCX, another kind of mistake is withdrawing from trading too early. Okay? Returning from trading too early. I mean, withdrawing from trading too early. Why? Because you are scared. A trade is, you wanted to take a trade for 20 pips, for example, or 30 pips, and the trade just did 10 pips. Instead of you to adjust your trade, to adjust your SL, you close the trade. If you had adjusted your SL to 10 pips in profit, even if the market reversed, you will still have made that 10 pips profit. But instead, you closed it. And later you discovered that the market came. The analysis was positive, everything was fine. You will be pained. That's why I wish I had left that trade to play out. All right. That's another mistake some of us make. Then this number 3 is very, very important that I want to talk about. Trade in revenge. We call it revenge trading. If you have ever traded in revenge before, put yes. You have ever traded in revenge before, or you understand what revenge trading means. Put yes in the chat box. Yes, see them. See corporates. All right, okay, good. Now you understand. That is a very, very big mistake. That is a very big mistake. You see, if you trade in revenge, the truth of the matter is a lose-lose thing. I will explain that further when I get to how you should respond to losses. You get, if you trade in revenge, you are not a trader, you are a gambler. Now, okay, somebody is asking what is revenge trading. Revenge trading is maybe you are trading either on IQ or MetaTrader 4, and you just lost $20, right? And then the next thing you want to do is to try and make more money to cover up that $20. You know, when somebody did something bad to you and you want to do your own back, you get, that's what we call revenge. All right. If I slap you now and you don't find it funny, you slap me back. It's revenge, it's retaliation. Now you have seen the market has been bad. This market is a bad boy. It just make me lose $90. Just make me lose $20. No, there's no way I must make this $20 back. That is revenge. All right. So you cannot do it. If you are trading revenge, you are not a trader, you are a gambler. So I want you to put in the chat box, I am not a trader, I am a profitable trader. Put in the chat box, I am not a I am not a gambler, I am a profitable trader. Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Let me know if you are following me and you are getting these things down. I am not a gambler, I am a profitable trader. Good. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I am not a gambler, I am a profitable trader. Put it in the chat box. Correct. Good, good, good. All right, let's continue. So let's just stop on those three mistakes, because basically, if you can work on those three, all right, you are good to go. All right, you are good to go. Now, I've mentioned getting out of trades quickly. Let me mention another mistake: holding positions for too long. Now, there is difference between getting out of trades too quickly and holding a position too long. Now, you see this particular holding a position, I will explain on both binary and what's it called? MetaTrader 4. All right. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, you are on binary, you are trading, and trade is not coming your way. You rolled over the first time, you rolled over the second time, and that thing inside of you is still pushing you to roll over. You roll over the third time. What are you rolling over? What do you want to achieve from rolling over continuously? You want to make more money. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose the one that you are working with, and then you kept on rolling over. And at the end of the day, you lose sometimes. But if you are lucky, you win. Fine, congratulations. I am not saying rolling over on IQ is bad, but like I used to say, whatever thing that will make me roll over, I do not. See, I'm only talking about my own. Do whatever thing that you want, but I'm giving you this advice and what I do. Whatever thing that will make me roll over on IQ is that I still know that this market at the closure of a particular candle will go up or will come down. Most likely, I will roll over just once. After that once, the market still is doing its thing, I will allow it to go. All right? If the market keeps doing its thing, I will allow it to go. I won't force it, I won't chase it. We live to fight another day. That's what I always tell myself. If I lose a trade now, I let it go. We live to fight another. Instead of me pursuing that trade, and then I end up losing more, because each time you are pressing that rollover button, the money you are staking is increasing by 30%. If you don't know it's 30%, go and check. So if you trade $10, right? If you trade $10 and the market is going against you and you click on rollover, they had $3. That is 30%. You know, you are now risking $13. You click another rollover, they had another 30%. You click on another rollover, they had another 30%. Now, instead of you risking $10 at the end of the day, because you have rolled over 3 times, you're already risking over $16. If you want to stand, what do you stand to gain from that? So if I were you, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying rollover is bad. Rollover can be to your advantage and it can be to your disadvantage. So like I always advise, anytime I have the opportunity to handle any training, if you are rolling over, just roll over once. If it's not coming, let it go. I've seen a couple of us complain on what's it called, on the group, that I was on this particular person's session. He's asked us to roll over. We rolled over 2 times, 3 times, and before you know it, we still lose the trade. Okay, oh, the person is not the one, or he's not the one pressing the rollover button for you now. You are the one pressing it yourself. All right. So that is that. Then another one is getting into more trades than you should. I'm still talking about the trade mistakes that we make sometimes, mistakes that we make when we are trading. A lot of us, what we do, we enter multiple trades on one currency pair, especially those on TBX, IQ Centrate, AUD JPY, call. You call at 93.135. Because the price came down to 130, you took another call. The price came to 129, you took another call. And then you have about 6 call trades on one particular pair at a time. Why? What if market stays below and refuses to go up? What if that market keeps tanking? Do you know what you just did? If you had reached $1 per trade and 1% per trade, and you entered 5 positions, that means you just lost 5% of your account. Maybe we don't always understand this calculation when we are trading. All right? We don't always understand this calculation while trading. For every trade you enter, you are exposing some percentage of your account. So if you are trading 1% of $100, that's $1. Now, and our educators that trained all of us, that is still training us, advised us to always risk 1 to 3%. So you are trading 1%. So even if eventually you want to exhaust your 3%, and that means on a pair, you are going to take like 2 to 3 trades, right? For some people, you will see 5 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades, 10 on one pair, one trade. See, I am standing here to tell you that you are not doing the right thing. So if you are doing that and it's working for you, okay, continue. But I would advise you to stop, because the day to show you Pepe, I hope you will come back and tell us that I lost money because of the multiple entry. All right. All these mistakes are actually avoidable. And for those of us that are on FRS and DCX2, entry multiple entries, because you want to take TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, 5, 6, except you are scalping, of course. But if you are not scalping, why do you need to have 5 trades opened, 6 trades open at the same time? If you are not scalping and you are using proper risk management, it is still 1 to 3% of your account. So if that means if you have a $100 account, 1 to 3% means that you cannot use more than 0.01 lot size to 0.03 at a go. So if you open a trade of 0.01 in 3 places, if you open a trade of 0.01 in 3 places, that means you already exhausted the 3% of your account. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. All right. So that person that asks what scalping means that you're trading Forex in a short time. It's different from binary. All right. You do that on MT4. Binary is time-based, like you can reach for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. But on scalping, you need longer time, and then you trade it on MT4. All right. So that's what it means actually. So those are the few ones that I'm going to talk about, the mistakes, okay, that we make. So if you find any one of them, if you find yourself guilty of any one, please, just try and adjust. Don't be addicted to making mistakes. Because eventually one day, trust me, one day you get your fingers burnt. All right. So now let's move to another part. The next, I hope you guys are taking note though. I really hope you guys are taking note. Now, how do we react to losses? So that's the next thing we want to talk about. How do we react to losses? This particular session is important. So if anybody is leaving, I advise them to join back up. Number one reaction when you lose or you are losing. Number one reaction is never let a bad day cost you more than you make on an average win day. I take that again for those of you that are writing. Never let a bad day cost you more than you make on an average win day. If you catch that, put some threes in the chat box. You catch that, put some threes in the chat box. If you catch that, put some threes in the chat box. Let me see. Good. All right. Now, I didn't. Okay, let me take it again. That's what I'm trying to, because you must get all these things very well. Never let a bad day cost you more than you make on an average win day. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. If, for example, on a scale of 1 to 10, on the average, right, per day, maybe when the market is not really too friendly, you get your target is $10 or 10%. You want to grow your account by 10% a day. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you lose that same amount that you are hoping to make, exit the market. Are we together? So let's assume you have a $100 account. I'm using $100 account because I know a lot of us can relate to $100 account. Because at least most of us will likely be able to fund a $100 account or $50, fine. But like I always also say, I know fingers are not equal, but you really want to, on binary, you want to make, substantial amount of money somehow. It's better you start with a $100 account, but that's not a conversation for today, Sha. Now, if you have a $100 account, right, and you want to grow your account on a daily with 10%, that means 10% of 100 is $10. Now, if the market is now doing like evil spirits and you have lost $10, please exit that market. My slang, we live to fight another day. My advice, don't trade that day again. I know some people will not listen. No. They will still do what is in their mind. and still go back and join Millimates by 5 or join Kevrimo by 1. Reason why you should exit is because your emotions will set in. And don't forget, when your emotions set in, you are going to trade in revenge. And when you do that, you will lose more. I don't know if you are getting my point. But at what level would you have lost a $10 if truly you are doing 1 to 3% on your account? All right? If you are doing 1 to 3% on your account and you have a $100 account, that means you at no point should you risk expose more than $3 to the market. Or that means between $1 to $3. So if you are trading with a $1, for you to have lost $10, that means you have lost 10 straight. Haba. I don't know if you are getting my point. If you are using $2, for you to have lost $10, that means you would have lost 5 trades straight. And if you are using $3, for you to have lost $10 that day, that means you have lost 3 trades straight. And if you are joining our educators, that me, I know, I don't think there has ever been a time on any of their sessions that anybody lost 10 trades at a time, or lost 5 trades at a time, or lost 3 trades at a time on a session. So if you join Dr. Nodipe 7 a.m., but for whatever reason you had a lesson or 2, you know what you should do? Leave Dr. Nodipe. That means that morning, you and Dr. Nodipe session, no gel. You don't have to stay to the end. I'm giving you my own advice, so you understand. Like I said, the decision still lies with you. What you do with what I'm saying now, the decision still lies with you, right? Okay. So if, for example, on Dr. Nodipe's session, the first, second trade you took, you lost it. Why don't you save the remaining 8% or 7% or 5%, as the case might be, till another person's session, and see, maybe from there you can meet up with your target, instead of doing we die there on one particular session. Okay, now let me quickly say this, that there are basically 4 dimensions to trading. There are basically 4 dimensions to trading. All right. Number 1, sometimes you have small win, sometimes you have big wins, sometimes you have small loss, and sometimes you have big loss. Now, the one you should avoid as much as possible is the big loss. If you lose $10, count your loss and move forward, rather than sitting down there and losing more. I hope I'm talking to somebody. Sister Nkechi, Brother Emeka, I hope I'm talking to you. If you lose small, you can come back the following day and continue from where you stop, instead of continuing that same day, because you have it at the back of your mind, I've lost $10 this early morning. God, I must make it back. And you end up doing what? Doing revenge trade, and you lose more. All right. So number two, know the stop loss level before you ever get into the trade. All right. For those of us trading FRX, before you enter any trade, either they drop it on IM Blaze or swipe trade, am I correct? Or swipe coin. All right. Before you enter any trade, I'm sure they will always drop invalidation point for you. That is your stop loss. Don't trade without stop loss. Even professionals don't trade without stop loss. Let alone we that we are just learning. All right. Let alone we that we are just learning. So you must know the stop loss before you ever get into the trade. Now, let's think of stop loss as insurance policy. For those of us that know, I'm sure a lot of us know what insurance means, right? Insurance policy, for example, now, you know, maybe you bought your car and then you insure the car, right? Now, you have it at the back of your mind that you won't have to use that insurance, right? You are hoping that you would not have to use it because you don't want the only time you will have access to that insurance is if there is a crash or accident, as the case might be, right? Now, if it does not happen, the insurance policy is there. But if it eventually happens, you have something to protect you. That is how stop loss works. You are hoping that you don't have to use the stop loss. You are hoping, because stop loss means that trade, when the trade gets that particular level, whatever amount that you are at that point, you will lose it, no problem. But at least it's better than losing everything. All right. And sometimes the trade may not even near your stop loss. It can just pick up like this and start going into profit. It can just pick up and start going into profit. But in cases where it now reversed or go above your entry or below your entry, as the case might be for buy and sell, your stop loss is there to secure the larger part of your account. All right. Now, another thing you should do under this number 2 is avoid widening your stop loss when trade goes the opposite direction. Now, you already know that this trade is, you are risking 30 pips to make 70 pips or to make 60 pips. Don't say because the trade is now going the opposite direction, you are in loss. You are now expanding the 30 pips to 50 pips. That is a bad way of trading. You don't do that. Because the question is, what if you think that the market will go up and you refuse to go up and it keeps going down? So instead of you to have lost 30 pips, you would have eventually lose 50 pips. All right. Okay. Am I being too fast? I think I'm being cautious of the time. I don't want to spend a lot of time. Am I being too fast? Let me know. Please answer. Am I being too fast? Just drop. Okay. Okay. All right. Somebody said you didn't get what I said. Okay. But let me just recap that. I said that you should avoid widening your stop loss. This goes to those of us on TBX, TBX, the scalping, FRX, and HFX, DCX, right? If you have determined that you want to risk 30 pips in a trade, don't widen it. It's a bad way of trading. If you do it and you go scot-free today, that does not mean you will do it tomorrow and go scot-free. Because widening it means that you are exposing more of your account to the market. So instead of just counting your loss at 30 pips, you ended up expanding it to 50 pips. What if you eventually still lose that 50 pips? What happens? Okay, just understand that regardless of whatever happens, there is another trade around the corner. Market is not going anywhere, it's there 24/7. All you need to do is identify what you made as an error or whatever. Is your support and resistance intact? Did you make any mistake while charting? Is your trend line okay? Do you think you would have waited a bit before entry? Analyze those errors. Then re-strategize. And probably if you have not lost too much for the day, if you can still take another trade, go into another trade. Instead of expanding your stop loss. I don't know if you get that. All right. So number three is don't involve in revenge trading. You know, I've mentioned this as one of the mistakes that we make, revenge trading. Now, I'm now putting it to us now that you should not involve yourself in revenge trading. All right. Now, when you lose, especially when the loss is big, all right, especially when the loss is very big, what happens is that you have inner conflict. You get, there's this conflict that comes inside of you, and then you have need for revenge. Sometimes fear, sometimes anger, sometimes frustration. Another time it could be self-hate. Another time it could be market hate, and so on and so forth. A lot of things could come in. All right. Now, when you have those kind of feelings, don't trade. You are angry with yourself, or you are angry with the market, or you are frustrated. Maybe you have tried hair business, it did not work out. You have tried cream business, it did not work out. You tried perfume business, it didn't work out. Now, somebody prospected you, and then you join IM Academy, and the $100 you managed to fund, you are losing it. You are already frustrated. All right? You're already frustrated. If you are not careful and you go into market again, you will lose more. All right? If you are not careful, you will lose more. All right? So you must be very careful. You must be able to control your impulse. When these things happen, you must be able to control it. So what happens when you have big losses, or even if it's not very big losses? What happens? What do you do? The best thing is to have just calm down, clear your mind, clear your head, and ensure that nothing is there, nothing is pushing you to go back. The truth of the matter is, in Yoruba, we say that somebody that you cannot beat, and you go and cross road and wait for that person. Say the person will beat you again. For those of us that know the Yoruba interpretation, you know what I'm trying to say. There's nothing you can do to the market. So if the market carry you and give you smack down, first time, stand up. He give you spare, second time, you stand up. And you kept on going back and going back and going back and going back. Hey, what I'm trying to say is you cannot come for revenge on the market. You cannot lay ambush. All right. Are we together? So what if in battle is okay to lose when there is war, all right, it's okay to lose a battle. But the most important thing is do not lose that war. All right. I don't know if anybody caught that. It's okay to lose a battle, but don't lose the war. What do I mean? The battle, it means this particular trade that you lost, that is the battle. But you still have money in the account. You still have money in the account. You can go back to the account again tomorrow and start over. Exactly. He who fights and runs today lives to fight another day. You get? All right? Are we together? So, like I said the other time, that when you are trading, now listen, what happens when you trade in revenge? Number one, it forces you to throw your trading discipline into thin air. All right. I hope you are following me. I want to try as much as possible. I don't want to take a lot of time. All right. So when you trade in revenge, what happens is that it forces you to throw your trading discipline into thin air. You that you're always mindful, you are sticking to your plan 10% daily, at least 8 to 10% daily. You are sticking to it. You see, the day that you allow revenge trading to take over that your mind and you are not able to control it, you will throw away that discipline. And what happens? You lose more. All right. So it's going to shift your proper risk management level to trying to recover your lost trades. You won't be able to follow strategy again. You just, strategy has not called a put. You are seeing it, you're seeing everything like this, so that indicator is not complete. Right? You are not seeing, for example, maybe you want to take a put, you are not seeing a red arrow, you are not seeing price at red line on stochastic and RSI, you're not seeing maybe you are using web finger, you're not seeing the red cloud, you're not seeing red strings, you're not seeing price at the upper Bollinger Band of the lower Bollinger Band of the red strings. You are seeing these things. So in fact, you even see that the currency strength is not aligning. But you see that thing that is pushing you inside of you will make you to enter that trade. You know that this market is not ready. You are seeing that it's not ready. But because of anger, and what happens? You end up losing more. All right. I've mentioned before that trading based on emotion is not trading, it's gambling. All right. When you trade based on your emotions, you're not a trader, you're a gambler. So if peradventure, Sister Nkechi, Brother Emeka, if peradventure you are a gambler after this training, I hope you take that, you will give your life to Christ and become a proper trader. All right. Sorry, I don't know if there's any Nkechi or Emeka in this group or in this on this call. I'm just using that as an example, right? Okay. So now, when you involve in IG, it's not your own Emeka. Chairman IG, it's not your own Emeka, please. All right. When you involve in revenge trading, is a lose-lose. Let me tell you why it's a lose-lose. For example, if you do revenge trading and you lose that trade, eventually you have lost more. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. If you engage in revenge trading and you lose the trade, that means you have lost more. You have lost more. You are not talk another thing for you. All right. That means you've lost more. But what if you win? I'll come back to this question. I've seen it before, and you're asking it again. I will come back to that question. I'm seeing it now. What if somebody will ask me, okay, but yesterday I took revenge trading and I won. Day before yesterday I took revenge trading, I won. You are telling me that revenge trading is not good. I beg. No problem. No problem. Continue. You know why I said it's a lose-lose, even if you are winning? Because you will keep doing it. And a day will come. A day will come. You see, every day now for waiting that they call ourselves. Every day is for the monkey. One day is for the owner. I'll be something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? One day, monkey go market. Okay, every day for the thief, good. One day, monkey go market. No go return. Thank you, Jai, for correcting. Every day for the thief, one day for the other. Thank you. You will keep doing it because you are winning. And that thing, you see, this thing it's about the spirit inside of us. Like we have learned, for those of you that have been on Mindset Money over and over and over and over, and you have listened to David a lot, we've understood that 90, whatever thing that happens to us in the physical, 90% already existed in the spirit. 10% is what is happening in the physical, right? Now, you see that thing that you are doing, that revenge trading, you are feeding your spirit man that thing. You're feeding your spirit man to be a gambler. So the day that spirit man will now manifest and push you to risk more, the day the spirit man will now push you to risk more because you want to pursue a trade, because you want to recover loss, bam, NEPA will just take light. You will just lose all the money. So please and please avoid revenge trading. I hope I really want to emphasize on this revenge because I understood that a lot of us are involved in this habit. A lot of us are involved in this habit. So for that person that asked about continuous trading, now, if you have a proper trading plan, there is nothing like continuous trading. See, discipline cannot be overemphasized in Forex. Yeah, discipline cannot be overemphasized in Forex. You have a target for a day. See, there was a day I hit my target as early as 8 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not enter the market again. Even when I'm seeing options trade, I did not take it. Even when my favorite coach, Coach D, will come in, let us trade. Coach, it's like, pay me, I don't want to trade. And if for any reason you want to trade, I'll just be taking it on demo. But I'll let her know that I already met my target for that day. Do you understand? There is no, because the small profit that you have made and you are still involved in continuous trading because you want to make $1,000 today on a $50 account. So you continue. Hey, who is your mentor? Who is your coach? I'm sure your mentor will not have taught you that. Right? So you don't do that. You don't. Have a trading plan. Stick to the plan. If you are following compounding, stick to compounding interest. Compounding, stick to it. If it is 10% per day, work with it. And as soon as you lose close to 10% for that day, close shop, come back tomorrow. I don't know if I've answered that question. So number 4 thing is, don't forget that we are talking about how to react to losses. We have mentioned that you should not let a bad day cost you more than what you will make on an average win day. We also talked about you knowing the stop loss level before you enter a trade. Know where your stop loss will be before you even start. Number 3, don't involve in revenge trading. And I think I've actually drawn a lot on this revenge trading because we are plenty. I'm using we because nobody is a saint when it comes to revenge trading. We are plenty. You think I don't know what I'm saying? Okay, there was I don't know if that person is on this call, but after I won't mention the name, but the person knows him or herself, right? Now I was taking launch call, right? And this person asked me if it's possible to, make $1,000 on a $50 account. You know what I just told the person? Say, see, if that is your mindset for coming to IM Academy, please go and dead it, because you'll be so disappointed that you will fund $50 account like multiple times and you will still not make $100 profit. So I know when I'm saying that, I know what I'm saying. All right. Don't be surprised that a lot of us have different mindset when it comes to forex. Some of us are just naturally greedy. I'm sorry, I'm not. At least I'm not. I'm saying us, so that you don't think I'm talking to you directly. Most of us, let's say all of us, some of us, we are just naturally greedy. All right, you get, like, you're just naturally greedy. You want to make this money fast. Forex is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a process. Don't worry, I'll get there. It's a process. So number 4, accept responsibility for your decision. Did anybody catch that? Accept responsibility for your decision. I've seen some people's message on group. A lot of times I'll just smile wherever I am. If you are on it, if you are on an educator session, all right, and this educator call a trade, it is still your decision to either take it or not. If a trade drops on swipe options, it is your responsibility, it is your decision to either take that trade or not. Whatever comes out of it is nobody's fault. So those of you that used to, I'm sorry, if you are part of those people that used to come to the group and say, today on this person's session, no, I lost money. Please. It is not the person's, it's not the educator's fault. Take responsibility for your decision. Change your trading mindset. I'm sure Kevin Remo is good at talking about mindset on trading session, and Onodipe and Dr. Onodipe, they talk a lot when it comes to mindset. All right. So until you accept that you are responsible for whatever happens with your trade, the same thing will happen again. It will happen another time. Trust me, it will. Okay, let me open the video so that you can see my face and know how I feel about this particular one. All right, I don't know if you can see my face very well. Okay, now, if you are on an educator session, right, and this person calls trade, he must have analyzed the trade, right? If the market eventually did whatever thing he wants to do, that decision on the long run was executed by you, not the educator. It is not the educator that press call on your phone. It is not the educator that press put on your phone. So those, stop shifting blame. Accept the responsibility. Figure out what you did wrong. All right? Just figure out what you did wrong and make adjustments. All right? Make adjustments so that it will not happen again. Some of us, I believe a lot of us can take trades perfectly well on swipe options now. So people still find it difficult, and before you know it, they will come back and tell you that they took trade on swipe options and they lost. Excuse me. The same trade you took and you lost, some persons took it and they profited. All right? The same trade you lost, some persons took the trade and profited. Of course, there are times that generally the trade is a loss. Fine, no problem. But the decision was made by you. Not Kemrimo, not Onodipe, not Minimis, not J Awa, not alert. Abi, is it alert? Is it alert? You shall know what I'm talking about. They are not the one that press your phone. And they are playing music because they are enjoying themselves, because they have not over leveraged. You see, when you are trading and you are not enjoying what you are doing, it's because you're over leveraging. Some of us do that a lot. You have over leveraged and you start scabashing, start praying in tongues, start praying, God have mercy. God have mercy. Father have mercy. I will not do this again. Just help me this time. Only this one time. I will not do it again. If by chance that market shifts up and you profit, you are still going to do it again. I know. All right. You will still do it again. Please, 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 and please learn to accept responsibility. Understand that your decision to either take a sell or a buy, a put or a call while trading, the decision is yours, not anybody's. So whatever happens, you take responsibility for it. So if you are at risk properly, you have done 1 to 3% of your account, all right? Trust me, you won't cry when you lose a trade. You won't feel too bad when you lose a trade. But because we have done 10% at a go, you have $100 account, you are risking $10. You now double up again, it becomes $20. You now roll over the 2, it becomes $26. Now you now lost that trade. You are now blaming somebody. Excuse me. Nobody's to be blamed. It's on you. It's on you, bro. All right. So that is number 4. Number 5. Number 5. Stop trading for a while. Yes. Take that from me. Stop trading for a while. If you experience a huge loss or you kept on losing, all right, what you should do, my advice, take a break. All right. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. Figure out what truly happened. What did I do wrong? How did I miss this trade? Why did I lose this trade? Is it my charting that is wrong? Okay, was I supposed to chat on 1 hour and then I ended up chatting on 15 minutes? Okay, there was the market is actually on a downtrend on 1 hour, but on 5 minutes an uptrend. I should have noted. Do you understand? Things like that contributes to you either winning a trade or losing a trade. So if you don't take your time, take a break, all right? There's no crime. Analyze your mistake. When you are doing that, you know what you are doing to yourself? You are saving your cash. That's it. There was a time I took a break. I wasn't trading. I was not trading. I was just there. Why? Because I knew I wasn't mentally fine to trade. So if I go back to trading, I will lose more. So for about 3 days, I didn't trade at all. Is it 3 days or 4 days? I didn't trade at all. So it's okay to take a break. Analyze your mistakes. What did you do wrong? And if you feel you didn't do anything wrong, fine. That's just to let you understand that market has its peculiarities. How much do you have? In a market of over $6.6 trillion a day, do you think you are part of the decision makers in the market? You think you can influence the movement of the market? Come on. You know it's not possible, right? You can't influence the decision of the market. So what you have to do is to swim with the big fish. Wherever they are going, follow them. All right. So now, number six. Number six. So we are going to we are just going to 7. So number 6, like I said, I don't want this training to take too long. Number 6, trade lower position size. That is, for example, you've lost a while and then you took a break. When you come back, if for those of us on FRX, DCX, if your normal lot size, for example, maybe because of the amount you have in the account, you can conveniently do 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.05, but you have lost a lot. When you come back after a while, all right, when you come back after a while, what you are supposed to do is to take lower positions. So if you are this person that takes 0.1, you can drop it to 0.05, 0.03. You know why you're doing that? You want to boost your confidence back. And if for any reason the loss has already wiped out your account and you don't have money, go back to demo. Trade on demo account for a while. Don't be eager to fund when you blow an account. Don't be eager, because I know you have plenty money. I understand. It's not easy to subscribe $185. I know you are very rich. I understand. You get. I understand that one very well. But don't be too much in a hurry to fund account when you blew an account. All right. Take your time. Go back to demo. Practice more on demo. After you would have analyzed why you lost that money, you have taken a break, and then you are coming back. Don't jump into you going back to the normal size that you used to use, that you normally use. All right, just start low. Start on demo. Reason you are doing that is because you are trying to build your confidence. And before you know it, you are back to that yourself. If you are trading on binary, go back to trading with $1, $2, as the case might be. Before you know it, your confidence is back. You can conveniently take $5 trade, $10 trades back, because you have your confidence. All right. Then the last one, number 7. Number 7. Let go of the outcome and embrace the process. Let go of the outcome and embrace the process. I want you all to understand today that trading is a continuous process. Nobody is an expert when it comes to trading. That is why there is no 100% trader anywhere. You win, you lose. The most important thing is you don't have too much losses. All right? So whatever the outcome is, when you lose money, the outcome, let it go. There's nothing you can do about it. Market don't chop and you don't chop am. There's something you can do about it. The only thing you can do is to what? Embrace the process. You get? Just embrace the process. And guess what? Losing money should motivate you to learn more. Hello, did anybody catch that? When you lose money, that should be a motivation for you to learn more. Do you know that if you continue to win on a daily, you are winning every time, you will not learn again. You will not improve your skill. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, put yes in the chat box. If you agree with me, that if you continue to win every day, you will not improve your skill. Yeah, because what is there to learn again? Why do I need to still master, what's it called? Cash trap, market trap, whatever name you want to call it, it's still the same. Why do I need to still learn it after all, I'm using it every day and I'm winning? What if there are other things hidden that you can bring out that even the person that invented it did not know, or you don't think it's possible? That because you have mastered, you keep learning about something, you keep learning about a particular reaction. The person that invented that process may not even understand that, oh, if this thing reacts this way, this is what will happen. But because you, over time, you keep learning, you figure it out, and then you try it on your demo account, it worked. You try it again, it worked. Before you knew it, it's part of you. You are adding it as one of the confirmation to the original 6 or 8 pointer. All right. So see losing money as what should motivate you to learn more, not blaming the person that brought you in, or the person that signed you up. Hey, Amaka, you told me that if I come into this academy, my life will change. And now, look at me. I kept on losing money. I kept on, excuse me. Sister Nkechi, Brother Amika, excuse me. It is not their fault that they showed you the way, because it is working. It's actually working. You are seeing the result on the group, right? People withdraw and you are seeing it. So what makes you think it's not working? Because it's actually working. All right. No verse, so no verse. Now, apropos doctor, now in Kosa. I watched that guy's video a lot. So, all right. So, they only showed you a way. Like I said, the decision still lies with you. So you take responsibility for your decision. All right. So in all of this, I hope I've been able to, talk to us, brother to sister, brother to brother, how you can actually manage your losses in case you are experiencing losses at this point, at this moment. All right. I hope I've actually been able to talk to us about it. And I believe that from now, we'll be seeing a lot of profitable trade results on the groups. Trailblazer, Game Shakers, come on, scatter everywhere with your trade results. If you have any challenge, reach out to your mentor, reach out to your upline, person that brought you in, reach out to them. If they cannot handle it, they also have mentor. If that mentor cannot, there's another mentor on top. Do you understand? It's like that. Before you get to number 5 mentor, somebody must have answered that question. So if it is working for some people and they are dropping results every now and then it should work for you. So I wanted to put in the chat box, say, if it is working for people, it must work for me. Drop it in the chat box. If it is working for people, it must work for me. Put it in the chat box in capital letters. If it is working for some people, it must work for me. Put it there. I'm not saying it though. I'm not saying it is working for some people, it must work for me. Yes, that's the spirit. It is working for people, it must work for me. Whatever thing I'm doing wrong, I have to adjust. Whatever thing I'm supposed to learn, I must learn. Whatever mistake I'm making, I must correct it. I understand why I lost my money yesterday so that I don't do the same thing today. Those are the things you should say to yourself. Okay, I lost money yesterday. What did I do wrong? I lost money today. What did I do wrong? Analyze them. If it is working for people, it must work for me. Because I don't have two heads. And people that are winning don't have two heads. God has not brought you here to come and lose. God has brought you into this space through somebody, through your friend, through your brother, to your cousin, to your neighbor. God has brought you into this space to liberate you financially. Trust me. So if it is not seeming to, if it is not looking like it now, look at people's results. Look at people's results and aim. Now, okay, let me give myself time. Like I said, I joined this opportunity in November last year with little or no knowledge in Forex. Sure, no knowledge in Forex at all. When I joined, HFX was completely a new thing to me. I'm still learning, but I'm better than when I came in. Way better. So give yourself time, all right? Give yourself time. Like I said, it is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not somewhere you want to join today, and within 1 month, you want to be a billionaire. If it's easy, maybe you should go and do it. All right. So I hope you guys had a very wonderful session tonight. If you do, let's go show some gratitude. Let's go show some gratitude. Or if you have any question, please quickly ask questions. Let me give room for questions. If you have questions, let me take your questions. If you do have question, and if you don't, I think we can call it a night. I don't want this thing to exceed 1 hour, 30 minutes, and I'm still on track. We just use 1 hour, 15 minutes. We just spend 1 hour, 15 minutes. So in the absence of question, I see you guys on the other side. I want to see you all posting your trading profit. Like, I want to see it. I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Yes, I won the one of last month, 25, 30K. Yeah, came in handy. Oh boy, it's good to when you win money for making money. But it can be you. It can be you next month. I mean, this month. It can be you. Can be you. All right. So just try as much as possible to what about scalping? Okay, I said I think I already explained what scalping means. You do scalping, whatever trade that is dropped for you on Iron Blaze is a scalping trade. Is that English correct? I don't even know. But whatever trade that I drop for you on Iron Blaze is for scalping, right? So you just it needed more time than FRX. Sorry, well, it needed more time than HFX or binary. Again, so that is scalping. You can just target 10 pips, take 10 pips, 20 pips. You get that's scalping, and you trade it on MT4. All right. So wahala for English. I tell you, my brother, wahala for English. Oh, English no easy, my brother. All right, guys. See you on the other side. My name is Inka. On the group is Inka Show that you will see in capital letters. I think I'm the only one that answered that Inka Show. All right. So see you guys on the other side. Peace out.